Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody, and welcome back to week 19 of the Triple Threat podcast. We've been at this for nearly 5 months, or 5 months worth of episodes, I suppose. We did have that weird month and a half where we only started halfway through February. We do want to start this episode with a bit of an announcement, and I suppose a bit of an apology from me and Miggy, I suppose. We got a little ahead of ourselves, a little overzealous.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. We wanted to bring you guys kind of weekly, if not twice to three times a week, playoff episodes for the NBA and NHL, and we realized that this is not our main job, main source of income. I mean, we're not getting anything from this yet, but we just did not have the time that we thought we did. So we are going to integrate the playoff discussion and playoff research and whatnot back into our regularly scheduled weekly episodes. So the playoff specials for 2026 for the NHL and NBA have come to a bit of an abrupt end.
Unfortunate. I really like them, but we just don't have the time.
We just don't really have the time. On some unfortunate news, we got some sad news from the NBA today. Brandon Clark, a Canadian-born basketball player, he played for the Memphis Grizzlies. He passed away yesterday at the age of 29. So the league is sad. Memphis Grizzlies organization is of course sad, and at the moment there have been no updates on how he passed away, but for the time being, it's sad to see him go, especially at the young age of 29. He was a glue guy in the NBA. He played basketball the right way.
Yep.
So it's extra sad to see him go. But we don't wanna spend too much time on the sad things. This is a information and stats sports podcast. So we'll get into that. And I mean, very quickly going back to the fact that we're bringing back the NBA and NHL playoffs to a regularly scheduled episode. The NBA playoffs. So we are well and truly into the second round right now. A quick recap of the first round. We had Cleveland and Toronto going to 7 games. We had Detroit and Orlando going to 7 games. We had Philadelphia and Boston going to 7 games. New York beat Atlanta in 6 with a 50-plus point victory in Game 7.
2 gentlemen sweeps.
Yeah, 2 gentlemen sweeps. On the west side, we had OKC sweeping Phoenix. We had the Lakers beating the Rockets in 6 games after nearly letting Houston come back from 3-0 down. We had Minnesota just pull one out of their hat. They beat the Denver Nuggets. San Antonio beat Portland in 5 games. Now, the second round matchups. OKC and the Los Angeles Lakers. This wasn't really much of a matchup or much of really competition. OKC sweeps again. So the OKC Thunder are now 8-0 in the playoffs. They have swept both rounds quite convincingly. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is looking like the most likely recipient of the MVP award again. Now, with OKC and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and his play, obviously there comes some of the officiating controversy. In all 4 games, you heard and saw fans, you heard and saw players during the game and post-game complaining about the whistle, especially from the Lakers players and Lakers fan base. I mean, you had, I think it was Game 3, where at the end of the game, the Thunder players were walking off the court, but you had basically the entire Lakers starting lineup talking to the officials at center court, kind of asking what's up and what's going on. So officiating, at least for OKC's series so far, has been kind of ruining the authenticity of their games. Now, mind you, they are still a great team. They are 8-0, as anybody would expect, but the officiating is kind of putting an asterisk on their games right now, which I don't like to see. So hopefully something is done. Hopefully something changes, but we'll have to wait and see. The other Western Conference second round series, San Antonio versus Minnesota. you and me, Miggy, we're kind of on opposite sides of
Yeah,
this series a little bit, but you know, respectful kind of competition here. You know,
you got a true Timberwolf fan and a bandwagon Wolf fan.
excuse you. I have been a half fan of San Antonio for years. Tim Duncan is my favorite player, and my mother owns a Wembanyama jersey. So I'm not that much of a bandwagon. You can't call me out like that. But what were our predictions? You had Mini in six. I had San Antonio in seven. So they're 2-2 right now. So really, really tight. I think what San Antonio won. No, Minnesota won game one. San
Yeah.
Antonio won game 2 and 3, and then Minnesota won game 4 after a Wembanyama ejection, which was very interesting to hear because he's always struck me as the kind of guy that doesn't get upset, doesn't really, let his anger or frustration get the better of him, but he threw a bit of an ill-advised elbow.
A bit?
A bit. Hey, it was after the play. He was getting grabbed. I don't blame him.
Right,
it was a little excessive. It was a little excessive, and it was an unfortunate spot to hit. Miggy's looking at me like
a little excessive.
Miggy's looking at me like I'm trying to defend murder. But the big name in this series is Julius Randle. He is playing out of his mind, which is really good for the Timberwolves because Anthony Edwards is still kind of coming back from that injury. Like he's seeing minutes. I think he's supposed to be on a minutes restriction technically, but he's been playing well above those regardless. But Julius Randle is just having an out of body experience.
Next man up
so far. So that series has been really fun to watch, and I mean, it's going to at least 6. So either you're right or I get my game 7. Kind of one or the other.
So if Minnesota wins in game 7, we're both technically wrong.
Yes, but also both half right because you had Mini winning and I had going to game 7.
So it's kind of both right.
It's kind of a gentleman's agreement of split the profits. Okay. Going out east, the New York Knicks have swept the Philadelphia 76ers.
Yeah.
Who would have seen that coming? I mean, Philadelphia did well just to beat Boston to get here, but New York, after BTAing Atlanta, came in with something more to prove and decided, hey, Philadelphia, you are going to be the sad suckers that are going to feel our wrath.
Yeah.
And feel their wrath they did. Now, the last series, which is still an interesting series, but kind of interesting for almost the wrong reason right now.
Oh, boy.
Detroit and Cleveland. So Detroit jumped out to a 2-0 lead in this series. And they were looking very dominant. They won both their games at home. And I remember looking at you like a week ago, or 5 days ago, whatever it was, after game 2, kind of going, this is either a sweep or a 5-game. Because Detroit is looking too good. I think they, after being forced to 7 games from the 8-seed Orlando Magic, decided, no, not again. But apparently Cleveland is just unbeatable on their home court. They won all 4 games at home against the Raptors and win games 3 and 4 against Detroit to tie the series up at 2.
Maybe home crowd advantage really gives them the advantage.
I mean, after game 4, Cleveland is 6-0 at home and 0-5 on the road. So if there was a team that really epitomized the phrase "a series isn't over until the road team wins," I think it's Cleveland.
Yeah.
Something to point out, though, is in Game 4, Donovan Mitchell had 4 points in the first half.
It was so rough half.
A rough half. And then he went on to score 39 points in the second half, which is an NBA record in what is known as the play-by-play era, which basically just means as long as we've been keeping stats, or as long as we've been keeping specific stats like this, 39 points is the most points scored by an individual in a playoff half. So, crazy game from Donovan Mitchell out there. And, yeah, that series is going back to Detroit now, and we'll see if Detroit and Cade Cunningham can figure it out. And, not have to be pushed to 7 games again.
Well, eventually, after a while, they're just going to tire themselves out if they can't close the series.
Yeah. Well, I mean, speaking of tiring out, so New York beat Atlanta in 6 and Philadelphia in 4. And they are sitting at home resting right now until the Eastern Conference Finals.
Yeah.
They are going to play either Detroit or Cleveland. Both Detroit and Cleveland had 7-game series in their first round.
And now it's looking at least 6.
At least 6. So New York is ecstatic.
Well, because New York right now, if you do the math, is 10 games.
Yeah.
And then, depending if it's 6 or 7, whoever wins is 13 to 14.
13 to 14 games.
That's 3 to 4 more games played.
Yeah. So it gives New York time to rest. It gives them time to heal up. I mean, if I'm them, I'm so happy that this Detroit Cleveland series is going to be close, because it's just better odds that I, as the Knicks, get to make it to the finals, because they're going to be playing against a tired, likely hurt team no matter what. I mean, on the West side, OKC is also smiling, because San Antonio, Minnesota, that's going to go to at least 6 as well. OKC is going to be playing a tired team, a tired and likely hurt team, like either way. If OKC had to play either San Antonio or Minnesota fully healthy, that's a very interesting series. But Minnesota and San Antonio, they are going to tire each other out. I mean, we might see a Knicks Thunder final just based on health and tiredness and recovery. Okay. Just based on that. Now, I wish that it wasn't that cut and dry, but it might be.
Okay.
But that's our kind of recap update on the NBA. So we're gonna go off to the NHL, and I'll give it off to you, Mickey.
Do I have a storyline for you?
Oh, I do love good storylines. You know me.
No team have gone 8-0 since 1985 Edmonton Oilers.
Like sweeping the first 2 rounds of the playoffs.
Yeah. Like
OKC just did.
Like Carolina just did as well. Carolina swept the Sens.
Convincingly.
Which means you were pretty happy because Crayon Muncher.
Yeah. Like, I want to be a Canadian, like a Canada supporter and cheer on the Sens. But yeah, like Crayon either can go.
And then Vegas beat Utah in 6.
Still upset about that. I was really hoping Utah would make it through.
Me too. Edmonton gets knocked out by Anaheim. I was kind of sad about that because being like, we're from Canada, we want to support our Canadian teams. But Edmonton just got quacked.
That's such a clear joke, and I shouldn't laugh, but it's so funny. No, I'm sad for McDavid. Yeah. Honestly. Like, it is...
we'll go back to that one. Philly beats Pittsburgh after Pittsburgh almost brings it back. Colorado sweeps LA as a farewell tour to Kopitar. Buffalo beats Boston in 7. Montreal beats Tampa in 7. Actually, Buffalo beat Boston in 6.
Mm-hmm.
And Montreal wasn't even supposed to win this game. And I'm telling you this as a Montreal fan.
Oh,
we had 9 shots. They had 29.
How many shots did the Canadiens have in the second period?
None.
You want to say that again?
None. Zilch. Rien.
Isn't that... I think I saw a stat. I think that's the first time in the Montreal Canadiens' illustrious franchise history.
Playoff history.
Yes. Where they have 0 shots in any period.
Yeah. And we've been there since 1907.
And they still managed to win that game.
So... yeah, Minnesota beat Dallas, so that I really wanted because I kind of don't like Dallas. They're a team that is good, but they seem to be kind of Dodger-ish on trying to get players. Like they got Nico Ratinen when they could still have Stankoven, and now Stankoven's in Carolina producing very well, and Ratinen's hitting golf balls. So the second round matchups are Carolina and Philly. That's already over.
Yep.
Philly got swept twice in the second round. So not a really good time to be a Phillies fan.
Philadelphia fan just in general.
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, hey, they made it to the second round, at least.
Vegas and Anaheim is 2-2. That's an interesting series. Colorado, Minnesota. Colorado's winning 3-1 right now. I kind of hope Minnesota can
really hoping Minnesota
reverse
that game 4, but I mean 3-1 down is.
Yeah. And then Buffalo and Montreal. Before that podcast was 2-1, but we recorded this when the match was over, and it is now 2-2. So Buffalo got a lucky goal. It bounced weird on the boards. It went in. There's nothing to be said. Like, the bet should have been slightly sharper, but at the same time, it shouldn't have bounced that way on the board.
Hockey gods said, "What if we did this?" It'd be really
exactly. So it is what it is. We got at least 2 more games, so we just gotta prove that we're better. Now, here's the stat that you've been kind of head over heels about. Frederik Andersen.
Ugh, the goalie of goalies this
on a tear. And for you Maple Leafs fan that used to have him and used to complain about Frederik Andersen, yeah, there's not much to complain about. 8 games, 8 wins. Save percentage of .950. 2 shutouts, and a goal against average of 1.21.
Absolutely insane numbers for an NHL goalie.
Oh,
that's
insane.
Incredible.
He is the backbone of the Hurricanes right now. Now, I'm not saying the Hurricanes wouldn't have won these 2 series without Andersen, but I'm saying
they're not sweeping
both without him.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Because the Hurricanes have won all 8 of these games because of Andersen giving them that much of a cushion. Yeah. Right? Like, the Hurricanes haven't been wildly outscoring their opponent, but they've been outscoring them enough to win every game. Yeah. And that's what Andersen has allowed them to do.
Now talking about Maple Leafs fan.
Oh, boy.
Mitch Marner is leading the playoff leaders in points with 16, which is 2 above the second place Kaprizov and Quinn Hughes.
Man, you know,
in 70 games, playoff games with the Maple Leafs, he has 6 goals.
Doesn't he have like 8 already this postseason?
In 9 playoff games, he has 6 goals.
He's already even. Oh my god! You know what? Like, I love to hate on the Maple Leafs, as do most of us. Yeah. But sometimes you gotta sit here and you kind of feel bad for the Maple Leaf fans.
Yeah.
Right? Like, everybody hates your team. You keep giving away players that just have monster seasons and postseasons immediately after you give them up. You can't get anywhere in the postseason despite having big names and big contracts and despite being favorites and powerhouses. What do you do as a Maple Leafs fan?
Yeah. So now the leader in goals is a 3-way tie between Logan Stankoven, Brett Howden from Vegas, and Matt Boldy from Minnesota. Assist-wise, ranks only 1, Jack Eichel with 12, and Mitch Marner, Kirill Kaprizov, and Quinn Hughes with 10. So Marner's right there again. So I don't think Marner was the problem in Toronto.
No, I think Toronto's the problem in Toronto.
Yeah.
Quite frankly.
Now we have this one. I kind of laughed a little. Because it's kind of funny. Penalty minute leaders.
Oh boy.
Tied for 5th, and these guys are eliminated right now, is Travis Konechny and Trevor Zegras with 26 minutes. Number 4 is Nick Seeler with 28 minutes from Philly. So your number 4 and your number 5s are eliminated. Number 3 is still playing, is Caden Gooley. He missed 2 games, by the way, and he has 30. Number 1, because I'm going to skip number 2 for a second.
Oh, yeah.
Is Zach Benson from Buffalo at 42.
Okay.
Number 1 has been eliminated for a week and a half. Number 2, at 37.
So only, what, 5?
7.
7 penalty minutes? Yeah.
No. 7 games.
Oh,
and he accumulated 37.
No, I was asking how many penalty minutes he's behind first, but like
And 5, yeah.
5, yeah, okay.
And 7 ahead of third. Nikita Zadorov from Boston.
Yeah.
He hasn't played for a week and a half almost. So
we all know what his MO is.
Yep. Now on the defense, Quinn Hughes leads in points.
No surprise there.
You're a big Quinn Hughes guy.
Well, I mean, I gotta be.
I'm not even gonna say anything goalie side because
it's
everything is Anderson.
Well, it's Frederick Anderson and then Dobish in second.
Yeah,
is essentially what it is right now, and it's not close. I love Dobish. I mean, you and I love him, but it's not even close. It's just Frederick Anderson everywhere.
It's insane. He's just killing it right now, and it's going to be whoever between Boston and Montreal faces him is going to be an insane playoffs.
Yeah.
I'm hoping it's not a sweep because that'd be kind of embarrassing if it's Montreal. Anyways, now we got a suspension on McAvoy. No surprise. He's faced a couple here and there. So I showed you the video earlier.
Yeah.
It is a full axe swing.
Oh, yeah.
Full, right to like neck, mouth, jaw area.
Malicious intent.
Zach Benson. He's getting a 6-game regular season suspension. So he'll be missing the first 6 regular season games next season.
The thing is that looking at that video, I feel like it should be more, but at the same time, I don't remember who he hit, but like the guy he hit kind of just like shrugged it off and kept skating.
Yeah.
So he's almost lucky that there wasn't more of a reaction because otherwise it's at least double-digit games.
Yeah. So I understand being frustrated in these playoff games, and you can probably say the same about Wemby. But you gotta control your emotions. I know emotions are high, and it's easy for me to say this sitting on my couch watching a game, being like, get your emotions in check. I know how it is to be in a game and your emotions take over.
Yeah.
But you're at a professional level.
The other thing is that because it's hockey, you have to be extra level-headed because you have, quite frankly, a weapon in your hand at all times.
And your feet.
Right? Exactly. You have knives on your feet and a pole arm.
Yeah.
Like, in basketball, yeah, you can throw elbows, but you don't have a 6.5 foot piece of wood that you can swing at a guy. So.
Now, we started this podcast. I told you, for Columbus to succeed, they had to sign one of these 2 guys, and then their defenseman. I don't remember the name of the defenseman, but they needed to sign either Mason Marchment or Charlie Coyle. It was advertised today that Charlie Coyle signed a 6-year, $36 million deal with the Blue Jackets. That being said, he's a center. He can play wing, but he's mostly a center.
Yeah, natural.
Now they need to lock down much.
I mean, if they're looking to, sign both of them, only needing to drop 36 for 6 years on one guy
helps for the second guy.
Yeah, that's a bit of a steal of a contract.
Yeah. Now for PWHL, last week I said there were shutouts. The app lied to me.
You mean shootouts?
Shootouts, sorry. The app lied to me. It was third overtime. Sorry about that, folks. Philippe Poulin scored in the third overtime to win Game 4. Now, Game 5 was supposed to be played on the 11th, but got postponed due to potential hantavirus symptoms on Montreal's side.
Okay.
So it got played tonight on May 12th, and Montreal won. So
there's at least one Montreal team won tonight.
Yeah, I know. So Charge also pushes through Boston. So
we have an all-Canadian final, right?
Yeah.
Ottawa-Montreal?
We have Ottawa-Montreal, which is the all-Canadian final, as I said, but also the shortest distance between the potential 4 teams.
Like geographic distance?
Yeah, it's like 3 or 4 hours.
No, I suppose, yeah. Much less travel time. Probably the cheapest finals matchup
Yeah.
for either.
So Montreal fans could literally drive out, watch the game, stay a night, and then drive back the next day to see the home game.
Same with Ottawa fans. Oh boy, we're gonna have people fighting for those tickets.
Oh yeah. So the finals is set to be between the Charge and Montreal, which is kind of funny because I said that to the missus today, and she likes the Charge because of Emily Clark.
Yeah.
But she likes Montreal because of Laura Stacey and Captain Clutch. Mm-hmm. So I don't know who she's going to be picking.
I think she's going to do what my dad likes to do and cheer for the winning team.
Yeah. Probably. As unfortunate as that is.
I mean, hey. If we got people watching sports, that's what matters.
Yeah, fair enough.
I do want to backtrack a little bit. So, in just a little bit more NBA news, the draft lottery was held a few days ago, and the Washington Wizards will be getting the first overall pick.
Oh.
So we'll see what they do with that. The Toronto Raptors are picking down like 19th or something. So I mean they didn't really even have any lottery odds, so I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
But now going back towards hockey, Connor McDavid. This is now how many years where Connor McDavid has made the playoffs and has allowed the Edmonton Oilers to come with him to the playoffs? Do we think that McDavid stays?
No. If it's not because his new contract starts, it's $12.5 million a year for 2 years. I do not think that if Edmonton, even if they make it past the second, like they don't make it past. So if they make it past the first round and have a second round exit, or even a third round exit, if they don't win the cup or even make an appearance in the final, McDavid's out.
Well, here's my thing. I think he's out if they don't win the cup. Even if they make the final, because they made the finals 2 years in a row
and lost
both, and now they're out in the first round. I don't think Edmonton can keep McDavid or like bribe him to stay, even if they make another final. Like they have to win the cup.
It's a win or lose for Edmonton, and right now McDavid. There's 3 teams that I see. That 3 would make sense, and 1 that makes the most amount of sense. So Sharks make sense because they're young, they're in the ups, and they're thriving. But the Sharks would have to give too much of their prospect pools and the guys they have right now. So yes, they get McDavid, and yes, they could get the 2-3 years maybe McDavid's willing to put with the Sharks. But after that, if McDavid decides to not stay, they're back in the bottom, and everything they've been rebuilding with Celebrini kind of goes to crap.
Yeah, you have to give away basically your whole team.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm going to be honest. I don't think the Sharks can get McDavid unless they swap Celebrini for him.
Yeah, exactly.
That's like...
Now you have another team like that is full of talent, like the Ducks. They have a lot of young players that Edmonton could be looking for. You know, they have a good young goalie, a good defenseman, which is all things that Edmonton's looking for. But again, could be a lot. They do have a talented prospect pool, but they don't have a bunch.
No.
Like they have 3 or 4 in every position kind of deal. You know, average. Now the one team, and at first I mentioned this to Chris, and he kind of looked at me like I'm a biased piece of crap.
Because you are.
Yeah, but then I explained it to you, and you kind of like, okay.
You're still a biased piece of crap, but I get why.
Yeah. Montreal has the biggest prospect pool right now in the NHL, and it's not even like close.
Well, no, they are statistically the youngest team.
Yeah. And there's a lot of analysts right now that think that Montreal is winning 3 in the next 10 years.
That feels like an overestimation, but at the same time, I can't discount it.
Yeah. So we have a lot of talent, a lot of prospects that even if we give away and McDavid comes, we're not shooting us in the foot.
No. You'd have to give up most of your top lines. And I don't think you can give up any of your goaltenders.
No.
But
well, so I saw this guy make like a mock trade, and I'm not usually big into these mock trades, but this guy kind of made sense.
Mm-hmm.
You have to give away 2 firsts and a second.
Okay.
And then you give David Reinbacker, which is a defenseman.
Yeah.
You give Owen Beck, who's a forward.
Mm-hmm.
And they had Jacob Bauer. Now, it makes sense. It has everything that Edmonton would need to do a rebuild.
Yeah.
The only thing is Jacob Bauer. You know? We've seen him play this year.
Mm-hmm.
He's a very calm, level-headed goalie. So, I just don't know if it's worth giving.
That's what I'm saying, right? Yeah. You have Dobish, you have Fowler, which I as a GM would never have any intention of splitting that up because that is
we have other prospect goalies as well. Yeah,
but like that is your goalie tandem for the next decade.
Unless you can get something even better.
Yeah.
But right now, Dobish is playing out of his mind.
Right? Like, you keep Dobish. Fowler's got insane upside and has performed just fine. Yeah. The only goalies you really give up as any of the other prospects are Monty.
Yeah.
Right?
I don't even count Monty as a prospect at this rate. Yeah. So, it's to see. Edmonton will have some big things to talk about over the offseason. Like, they're going to do some management shift. They were actually trying to talk to Bruce Cassidy, who stopped being part of the Golden Knights organization. But the Golden Knights are actually preventing them from kind of talking to Bruce Cassidy because they're divisional rivals, I guess. Not sure why.
That's just more upper management stuff.
So, we have to see. But talking about seasons coming to an end, how about we talk about a season that's coming to life?
Coming to life, coming to an open. Well, the CFL starts next week. It starts in 6 days.
Yeah.
Our first preseason game is on the 18th. It's next Monday. It'll be Saskatchewan against Calgary. The entire preseason schedule, and heck, even the entire regular season schedule has been announced.
For a while.
Yeah, you can find it on the CFL website. We're not going to go over all of them right now. There's not really any points, but we definitely need to point out that first game. It'll be pretty big for Saskatchewan. It's their first game coming back from the Grey Cup win.
Yep.
Calgary had kind of a down year last year after how many years of dominance? So
had a down year, but I think they still made the playoffs.
Yeah, but again, right, like it's a down year comparatively.
Yeah.
So we'll see how they perform. So the CFL is coming up right around the corner, and I guess the CFL's older cousin, the bigger North American Football League, the NFL.
Technically the younger cousin.
No.
It's the cooler younger cousin.
Yeah. Have made the important announcements.
Yep.
The important dates announcements.
So, Super Bowl LXI will be February 12th, 2027. Although, I'm pretty sure it's February 14th because I heard a bunch of jokes last year saying it's on St. Valentine's Day. So, I might have wrote that wrong. It's in California, though, in SoFi Stadium, which I know very well.
No, I'm sure you do.
The schedule is on track to release May 14th with all 272 games. Now, there's some international games. So, some games will be played in London, Munich, Madrid. Munich, sorry.
Munich.
Madrid, Paris, Melbourne, Mexico City, and Rio de Janeiro, which that one is rumored to be the Cowboys versus the Ravens. So that'll be guns a-blazing.
Yeah, no kidding.
The LA Chargers did sign tight end David Njoku. So they kind of had a weak tight end last season. Like, he did what he was supposed to do.
But you can always improve.
Yeah. He is more of a tight end you want in the red zone. So he's been described a lot as more of a larger wide receiver.
Well, yeah.
Because he's fast on his feet. He's good route running wise. But he's also good with some blocking, some kind of like screens, all that possessed. So, and he has very good acceleration too. So he's up and quick. So that will help probably the Chargers maybe get a couple more touchdowns in the end zone. Maybe have a better record this year, and all that sweet pizzazz, you know.
Well, the football leagues will be starting up, I guess, again in a week, and then the NFL starts probably in next 3-4 months.
It starts in a while.
So we got a ways to go. But moving on, MLB, we got the Blue Jays. Bit of a tough week, I will say. Tough week, yeah. So May 5th, a 4-3 loss against the Rays. So a close one. And I don't mind this one too much because the Rays are kind of top of the league right now.
Yeah.
I think their record as of earlier tonight was something like 27-13.
Yeah.
So they're on a tear. Okamoto went 2 for 4 with another home run.
He is killing it.
And Andres Jimenez went 2 for 4 and had a stolen base to go along with it. So solid performances. May 6th, however, is 3-0 loss to the Rays.
Yeah.
Although a small kind of bright side, silver lining, Miles Straw went 2 for 3.
We haven't heard much of him, but with all these injuries, he's sneaking into these lineups, and he's batting well, I find it.
Well, Miles Straw and Andres Jimenez are two guys that I was pretty vocal about towards you, where I did not like how they were playing last year, especially the playoffs.
Yeah.
Where they were high defensive leverage guys that you threw at the end of the batting rotation, and were expecting nothing. But we're super happy for even just a base hit.
Yeah.
But both guys have come in this year as just revived batters. Yeah. It's so interesting to watch. On May 8th, we had a 2-0 victory over the Angels. Dylan Cease went 7 innings pitched, 10 strikeouts, and 0 earned runs.
He had a game. That's a quality start.
That is a good start. I think he did allow 5 hits, but quite frankly, 0 earned runs and 10 strikeouts. I don't care how many hits he gave up. He didn't give up any runs.
Yeah.
That's what matters. May 9th is the big game from this week. BTA. The Jays beat the Angels 14-5. The Jays had 7 runs in the 5th inning and added another 4 in the 8th inning. Valenzuela went 4 for 5, had a home run and 4 RBIs. Ernie Clement went a perfect 5 for 5 at the plate with a home run and ran in 3 times. Jesus Sanchez went 2 for 4, also had a home run, also ran in 3 times. The boys had a game.
And then May 10th happened.
The very next day, they did not have a game. Or rather, they did play a game, but this could have been an email. They didn't need to play this game. They lose 6-1 to the Angels after beating them 14-1.
Yeah.
So I guess they were +8, +10 on the 3-game series, but losing 6-1 to end it kind of stings. Now, yesterday, May 11th, they lose 8-5 against the Rays again.
But big night for Gausman.
Big night for Gausman. He gets his 2,000th career strikeout, which makes him the 6th active pitcher to hit that mark.
Yep.
So big props to him. Andres Jimenez had a great game. He went 2 for 4, 2 home runs, and 5 RBIs.
Yeah, that's efficiency.
It was a bit in vain, but hey.
He put Toronto on his back, and Toronto didn't help.
No, well,
Toronto had one too many.
A name that I usually want to say in sort of like a good light, but a guy that has been struggling recently, which we really cannot afford to have struggling, is Vladdy Guerrero Jr.
Yeah.
In that 8-5 loss against Tampa, he was up in a bases loaded situation in the 8th inning, and he grounded out.
Yeah.
Now, I know that is just kind of one at bat, very small snapshot. Here's the issue. Vladdy has 1 home run in the last month. He's only got 2 home runs on the season. This is a guy who had 10 home runs in just the postseason last year. This is a guy who started the year batting almost 380. He's down to 300 on the dot before their game tonight. So I don't know what's going on with him. I was listening into the game yesterday, and one of the commentators was saying that it looks like Vladdy he's trying too hard to get slugging type hits.
Yeah.
Like he's focusing too hard on like swinging wildly, swinging all the way through. Some other notable players though, on the better end, Miles Straw. Gonna bring him up again. He's batting 303.
Yep.
So this is a guy who you going into the season you expected around 180, 190. He's batting 300. You will take it. Okamoto is batting 248, which isn't bad. He leads the team in home runs with 10 heading into tonight. Here's the issue I have. In 149 at-bats, he's been struck out 48 times.
So he gets strikeout every third.
He's a swing and miss guy, which for the production that he's giving us, the home runs, the hard hits, I don't mind.
But remember, a couple of years ago, that was Vladdy.
That's true. And
now Vladdy's plate discipline is off the chart.
Oh, yeah. Okamoto, I also want to commend him for his base running confidence, but he needs to chill out a little bit. He has been caught trying to get extra bases a number of times so far this year. Going for a second base when he really doesn't have the time. Going for steals when he really shouldn't. So, but I mean, again, he is coming over from the Japanese league. So, like, it's his first. He's an MLB rookie. So, he's still getting used to it. So, I don't mind it. Dylan Cease, in 8 games, has 66 strikeouts.
That is
those are insane.
That's 8.3K a game average.
And the thing is that he's technically our second ace.
Yeah.
He's our second in line pitcher behind Gostin. So absolutely insane value. Might be the move of last summer. Yeah. Just throughout the whole league.
I don't know, man. We got Sanchez too.
Now, another move, but not a trade. Just a relief pitcher who went into a slightly more high leverage position.
Yeah.
Louis Varland. I still think this guy should just get the closer tag, get his own walk-up theme song, and we seal it, we put it in the envelope, we send it off. He has a .46 ERA. In 5 save opportunities, he has 5 saves. He has 29 strikeouts, and batters are only batting 206 against him.
Yeah.
I have him on my fantasy team. I have him on my MLB team that I cheer for. Give him the closer tag. Move on. Our bullpen is as dangerous as you and I kind of expected going into the season. It's just a shame that, Ponce is out, Bieber's out, whatnot.
Injuries are the death of us.
I mean, Addison Barger came back from injury the other day.
Played 2-3 games.
Played great. I mean, he did Barger things. Absolute cannon from right field. He's batting well. Went right back onto the IL. Mind you, that brings Piñanco back up. And he was batting extremely well before Addison Barger came back, and even in a couple games since. So, it's not a bad... one guy goes off, it's not a bad next man up situation.
Yeah.
But it does emphasize the injury issues this team has had.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Now, moving on again to another league and other sports. I will hand it off to you for the MLS.
MLS. So the Canadian Championship preliminary round started. Toronto faced Ottawa, which is the only excitement happening in Toronto right now, other than the charge. And looks like Toronto can't win that either. Ottawa takes it 3-1. And then the CONCACAF Champions Cup semis, leg 2 of 2 started. And Nashville lost to TIG 1-0. And that was May 5th. Now, Wednesday, May 6th, you had more games for the CONCACAF and the Canadian Championship Premier League. For the CONCACAF Champions Cup, TOL won against LFC 4-0. Helen Ho opens up the scoring at the 49th minute mark in the PK on the penalty kick. And then Paulino scores twice in stoppage time. So he scored 90 plus 2 and then 90 plus 4.
So this was a tied game until...
No, it wasn't a tied game. They won 4-0.
No. I was about to say, it was a tied game until 4 minutes into the second half.
Yeah.
And then, to add insult to injury, T.O. scored 2 extra goals in stoppage time.
Yeah. So that was something. May 8th, again, a bunch of not much except for the Canadian Championship preliminary round. SUF won against WSC 3-1. Saturday, May 9th, that continues with 2 games for the Canadian Championship preliminary round, with FOR beating HFX 4-0 and PAC losing 1-3 against CAB.
All the acronyms.
Yeah, all the acronyms, which I'm not too familiar with. I'm not gonna lie, due to the fact they're not really in the MLS. Teams. They're kind of from a little bit of every Canadian, American league. Now we get back into the regular season on Saturday as well. Miami beats Toronto 4-2. Red Bull New York beats Chicago 3-1. Montreal beats Orlando 2-0. LA Galaxy found a way to beat Atlanta 2-1. Charlotte and Cincinnati again has faced off for a second time, and again 2-2. New England and Philly 2-1. Dallas versus Real Salt Lake 3-1 for Dallas. Nashville and DC 2-0. So that one was a tight game. Portland versus Scouting KC 6-0.
You want to say that again?
6-0. Oh, it gets better. KC got 5 yellow cards. Portland scored 4 goals in 20 minutes. And K. Kelsey scored 2 goals on top. So it was a very...
one-sided.
Yes, but you look at the stats, and it was tighter than it looked. With possession and control and passes and shots. So
Portland was just better with the possession they had.
Apparently so.
Efficiency is key.
Better finishers.
Yeah, now on a tighter scale, St. Louis won 1-0 versus Colorado. Now, top of the top. San Jose versus Vancouver. This is first and second in the Western Conference. San Jose opened up the scoring very early. Like the 4th minute.
So we had one game where the opening scoring was 4 minutes into the second half, and now we have a game where it's 4 minutes into the first half.
Yeah, and Vancouver didn't tie it until the 76th minute. That is 72 plus the stoppage time at half.
Yeah.
Of San Jose thinking, maybe we can beat these guys.
Well, I mean, looking at some more of the team stats, I don't think it was we think maybe we can win. It's
maybe we can steal this.
It's more of a why aren't we winning harder?
Yeah. So Vancouver had more of the possession time at 67-33. 17 shots on net for San Jose, but only 5 hit the net. So that's kind of concerning. Like, if you're going to put that many shots.
I mean, that's less than a third that you're actually getting on that large of a goal.
And San Jose also didn't really do well in their pass succession. They only hit 67%.
So 1/3 of their passes they gave away.
Yeah. Which is not really what you're looking for.
No, it's kind of a miracle that this was a draw in any form. Yeah.
And now Seattle versus San Diego, 1-1. Bless you there, Jake. Sunday, May 10th. Again, some Canadian Championship preliminary round. ITO lost against St. Louis 1-0. VAN, not Vancouver. I double checked. Yeah. Won 2-0 against LAN. So Van versus LAN. Now back to the regular schedule program, I'm going to keep this one last because it's kind of funny. So Minnesota versus Austin, tied at 2 after full time. And then Houston versus LAFC with the help of Jay McGlynn with a 2-goal performance. Came on top of LAFC with a 4-1 win. Columbus versus New York City. Columbus should have won that game. Columbus outperformed New York City. But apparently New York City just had Wolf. Because all 3 of their goals in their 3-0 win against Columbus came from one guy. He scored at the 12-minute mark, at the 16-minute mark, and then at the 78-minute mark.
One-man show. Put his team on his back.
So I hope that his whole team bought him drinks afterward, or food, or paid his rent or something.
Dude, it's drinks and suppers for the next week.
That insane. Yeah, I saw that and I was like, wow, that's a way to tell your team I got your back.
Hey guys, I can perform well. Can you?
Yeah. But, so talking about Major League Soccer, how about we switch the last letter?
Yeah, Major League Rugby.
And go to Major League Rugby.
So, past week's games, May 9th was New England Free Jacks against the California Legion. It was actually a fairly close game. The Free Jacks won 26-21.
Wow, close games.
Close games in rugby. Then we go to May 10th, and the Chicago Hounds beat Anthem RC 61-36.
What happened to close games?
I don't know.
You told me there was going to be close games.
It's okay. I got a close one here. Seattle Seawolves beat Old Glory DC 30-25.
Okay, we got 2 close games. I can forgive you for the blow.
Yeah, so... But here's the thing. So the standings right now is Chicago in first, California second, Seattle third, Anthem fourth, Old Glory fifth, and New England sixth. This is a 1-team league.
Oh, yeah?
I kid you not. If you just ignore the Chicago Hounds for a second, every team has played, I think it's 6 games now. Okay. It's either 5 or 6 games. The 2nd through 6th team, through 6C team, all sit kind of at like 2-4 records, 3-3 records, and then you've got Chicago undefeated. They are 6-0 right now.
Yeah.
Chicago has 300 points for and a 142 point differential. The 2nd place team, California, has a point differential of 16. Everybody else has a negative point differential.
That's a 1-team league.
Chicago has, in the standings, has 30 standings points. Okay?
So a win is 5, I'm guessing.
And so, like, a win is 4, a draw is 2, a loss is 0, and then you can get bonus points for how many tries you get.
Okay.
And the losing team can get bonus points for keeping the game close.
Okay.
Chicago has 30 standings points. California has 18. New England has 11.
Mm-hmm.
2nd place and 6th place are closer than 1st and 2nd are.
That's rough.
I will say it again. This is a one-team league.
This is just a bullying playground.
This is the ninth grader coming back to his high school and picking on the second graders.
It's Jordan.
Which Jordan? Michael
The
Jordan?
FIFA.
Oh. What?
Caught in the back alley with his picture cousins.
The group. That Jordan. Okay. The FIFA World Cup group stages country Jordan. Yeah. The MLR is just that World Cup. It's yeah. So I don't know if any of the other teams will ever have an answer for Chicago.
I'm taking Chicago winning everything.
Yeah, I put my money on it. It's like I'm less interested in if Chicago goes undefeated than I am in I want to see who beats Chicago first.
It's gonna be New England.
I really want it to be New England.
I
want the 6th seed to just have a day. To just take a walk. And just take the win over Chicago.
I mean, if this keeps going on, Chicago's team manager better provide security for the players, because I swear to God, they got hitters on their back.
So that's really all I've got for the MLR right now.
It's dominated.
It's just dominated by Chicago. They're going to have their games coming week, but that's really about it.
Can we talk about the NBA for a second? I want to bring something up here. So there is, and I've brought this up to you. There's a lot of talk about and you mentioned this earlier, about the Thunders and the refs.
Yeah.
And SGA having like 425 more free throws attempt in the last 2 years.
Sure, whatever number makes sense.
Yeah. What?
You showed me a post earlier today. Now, I don't know if it's true or if it's some AI crap.
I show you a lot of things.
You showed me a post earlier today about a picture of the refs wearing SJ's signature shoes.
Oh, yeah, I did!
Again, I don't know if this is some AI slop or if this is true. Because if it's true, I have questions. And I'm sure the whole league has questions. Because what do you mean that the refs, the supposedly unbiased party in any sports affair, are representing one of the players through their footwear?
Yeah.
I think one of the comments on that post was, so that's why SGA gets all the free throws. He provides the refs with a new pair of shoes every game.
Bro.
Which, I'm sure it's just AI, but it is really funny how accurate that feels. Because you're sitting here kind of going like, well, if that was true, the NBA would figure it out and would, stop it and all that stuff. But then you kind of sit here and you go, but would they? Would they actually stop this from going on if that's what was going on?
Probably not.
Oh my goodness. But that, I think, about does it for our North American portion of this week. We don't really have much else, but we do have the international episode coming up, which will be, I guess, the day after this comes out.
Yeah.
So, thank you for joining us on the first half of week 19. We're out. We're gone. And the mic is turning off.